So hungover. Come on, wake up. So, what is the meaning behind Arctic Monkeys' new single, Body Paint? Well, the 5 or 6 songs that we've heard so far from their upcoming album, The Car, all have a fairly similar lyrical theme. Themes of reflection, looking back on past memories, questioning your own reality, vintage cinema, and a general yearning for wanting to be somewhere else. And in true Turner fashion, these lyrics are very cryptic again this time around. And I'll put a link up here somewhere to a video that I've done fairly recently if you fancy learning about those initial songs that we heard from the album. Okay, so before we get down to business, special welcome to those that are new to the channel, and for everybody, welcome to the latest instalment of the Arctic Monkeys Month series on this channel. Yes, I am covering absolutely everything Arctic Monkeys in the lead up to their new album The Car and beyond. So if you haven't already, make sure you get subscribed and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any more Arctic Monkeys updates and content around the new album. Okay, with that out of the way, what does the internet actually think the meaning behind Body Paint is? Well, as many of you have probably guessed, the internet is being a complete and utter simpleton when it comes to interpreting this new song. And the channel Talk Tonight HQ on YouTube actually made a video about this, which is a great watch. Highly recommend you go and check out his channel if you haven't heard of him already. And he mentions in his latest video that there is actually a interpretation trending on Twitter of this new song. So what's the interpretation, you may ask? Well, the lyrics in that final refrain, "There's still a trace of body paint on your arms, on your legs and on your face," is referring to the dissemination, let's say, of this main character's bodily fluid on what would appear to be the limbs of his romantic partner. Now, before you guys get carried away, I just want to remind you that this is Alex Turner we're talking about here, not Nicki Minaj. For me, there is absolutely no way that Alex Turner will be 1, that vulgar, and 2, that obvious. I don't think he'd intentionally write a song to be that graphic, to be honest. And I bet that these people that initially thought this to be true and spread it online are the same people that thought My Propeller was about Alex needing help pitching his tent. Some people, honestly, bloody hell. I guess it is quite amusing though, in a way, I guess. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, what is the actual real meaning behind Body Paint? Well, obviously we can't know for certain, but let's break down the song lyrics and the music video and see what we can learn. Okay, so one of the first things that we actually see in the music video is what looks like a security/CCTV room, where the occupier of the room is clearly investigating something, and you can see from that frame there that there are reels of tape, notes, and what looks like evidence at his disposal. One thing to note here is that there are lots of props and even shots of movie reels and different tapes in line with that cinematic theme that I raised in a previous video. Like that moment when the film tape hits Matt's drum kit and then Matt proceeds to start playing. Even at the end of the video where Matt's drums really kind of start taking off, he's kind of spinning in this what looks to be a tape enclosure, like a tape reel kind of thing. Not to mention the lyric, "I'm watching your every move," which suggests more surveillance and spy themes playing here. I'm not sure if anyone else online has actually picked this up or spoken about it, but at about 23 seconds into the video, we do see what looks like a surveillance plane come into the shot. Remember that lyric from "I Ain't Where I Think I Am"? Formation displays of affection fly over. Could this be imagery of a flyover or a surveillance plane coming into land? All of this stuff is 100% interconnected, I'm sure of it. So in my last video actually reacting to the song itself, link up here if you fancy checking that one out, I mentioned what initially looks like crop circles in the music video for Body Paint, and a few of you eager-eyed viewers actually corrected me straight after I put that video up, saying that it wasn't crop circles and it was indeed the Vesica Piscis, which makes way more sense to me. Note that this is also the artwork for the new single. So what actually is the Vesica Piscis? Well, in literal terms, it's a shape formed by the intersection of 2 discs, but symbolically it has way more significance. In Christianity, for example, the fish, which represents Jesus of Nazareth, is actually drawn using the Vesica Piscis. And we actually see this symbol way more than you would think. This symbol is actually in the logos of some of the biggest brands and companies around the world. And as Signs and Symbols mentions in his great video covering this, the overlap between the 2 discs actually represents the interface between the physical and spiritual world. Now, my personal interpretation, now knowing this, is that possibly in this song, Alex is speaking to how the physical and spiritual elements of our world are always somewhat connected. In other words, we can change our exterior as much as we want, but it doesn't really change who we are inside. Shout out to the Signs and Symbols YouTube channel, by the way, for covering this. Great video, great insight. He does a way better job than I could ever do on symbols, so highly recommend going and checking his video out on this straight after you've watched this one. And I'll put a link to both of the videos that I've mentioned in this video in the description below. So in the Signs and Symbols video, he does actually mention that there is a lightning bolt graphic in the music video, and that the lightning bolt can actually be a symbol of ego. One thing I noticed that, again, I don't think anyone's picked up on, notice how the lightning bolt appears just before the guitar solo starts in the song. Because we all know that lead guitarists don't have egos, right? Lol. Love that attention to detail and great imagination from the guys behind this video. And in the music video, we also see what looks like a playing card being burned. The playing card is a joker, but for some reason in the video, it doesn't actually say that on the card, it says the Fool instead. Could this be referring to the romantic fool that Alex is playing as the character in this song? We also see a staggered junction symbol in this video, and that suggests to me that Alex, or the main character in this song, is maybe at a crossroads in his life and has to make an important decision about the current situation. Side note here, I counted the number of symbols in this music video and there are 10 in total, and there are also 10 songs on the new album. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Given that Body Paint has its own symbol, is there a symbol for every song on the album? Well, Mirrorball didn't really get one, so I'm probably reading into this a bit too much, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So what do all of these symbols actually tell us about the song's real meaning? Well, the idea of washing off body paint suggests to me that you're trying to change your exterior. I mean, take the lyric, "So predictable, I know what you're thinking." Maybe the metaphor of washing off body paint is actually referring to trying to wash off who you are, essentially. Your predictability, the things that make you you, and the things that everybody knows you for. But Alex does sing "There's still a trace." And to me, that just suggests that this metaphor has a much deeper meaning. And I think for me, the underlying message here is that you can change your exterior as much as you want and you can wash off that paint that you brushed yourself with. But inside, spiritually, you're still the same predictable person. Or, in other words, to put it more succinctly, people never actually change. Or if you have consciously tried to make a change, there's always going to be that trace of the old you in there. And the lyric, "I'm keeping my costume on," suggests that Alex is sort of keeping up this facade as the male character in this relationship. Could he mean that he's pretending to be somebody that he's not just to please the girl? Let me know what all of you guys think in the comments below. Again, these are just my thoughts, but it would be great to hear what you guys think or have interpreted from these lyrics as well. So that just about wraps up my take on the new Arctic Monkeys single, Body Paint. And just a quick reminder, before I close, I will be doing a Q&A very shortly to celebrate hitting 500 subs, so make sure you watch this video if you haven't already and leave a question for me in the comments below and ask me anything you want. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, smash that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Really pleased to see that this channel is growing healthily and organically, and massive thanks to you lot that watch my videos. Couldn't have done it without you. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.